Odoo just released a new connection with Avalara. Avalara allows you to automatically calculate your sales tax and file tax returns from the Avalara dashboard. In this video, I'm going to go over how to connect to Avalara, as well as how to set up a testing environment and the workflows inside of Odoo. The first thing you need is to get your credentials from Avalara. If you already have an account, you can go to your Avalara account, go to Settings, scroll down to Licenses and API Keys. You then want to generate a license key. You're going to need your account and your license key. If you don't already have an account, or if you just want to test out some of the functionality, you can create a new account. So I'm going to jump over to a new tab here. If you go to buy.avalara.com/sign up, you can sign up for a new Avalara account, which will give you a 60-day trial. You can enter your information, follow the on-screen guide, and select API Custom Integration. Select API, and then sign up. Once you sign up, you'll be greeted with a screen that looks similar to this dashboard here, and then you'll follow the on-screen guide, go to Settings, go to License and API Keys once again, and generate your license key. Once you do that, you're going to take your license key as well as your account number, and you'll go into your accounting software inside of Odoo. Go to Configuration Settings. Here under the Avatax settings, we have several options that we can configure. We have the environment, which is going to be Sandbox for my example, because I created a free Sandbox trial. You also have the ability to switch that to production mode. We have the API ID, which is going to be the account ID. You have your API key, which will be generated when you go to your Avalara dashboard. Under Settings, License and API Keys, you will click Generate Key. It will show you your account ID as well as your API key. So you'll enter your API key here. You have the company code. By default, it's just default. You can change that or look what the actual value is inside of your Avalara company that you set up. Use UPC allows us to set specific codes for product categories based on what it should be taxed at. Commit transactions allow us to send our orders in a committed stage, so they are available for reporting inside of Avalara. Address validation allows us to validate addresses on invoices to make sure that they are properly formatted. There are several links down here. We can test our connection. We can view our Avatax portal if you're in production mode or have a valid Avatax account. You're allowed to synchronize some parameters, and in debug mode, we can show and start logging information to make sure everything goes through correctly. So now once you have that all set up, you want to go to Fiscal Positions. So we're going to go to Configurations, Fiscal Positions. You'll see Odoo automatically creates an automatic tax mapping from Avatax. Inside of this fiscal position, you want to make sure that you have Use Avatax API, which should be selected. And then you want to select Detect Automatically so that we can automatically apply the proper fiscal positions and taxes. Once we have this all configured, Avalara connection with Odoo will allow us to automatically create taxes necessary to apply to specific sales orders or invoices. We also have the ability to set accounts or types on product categories. So if we go to our product categories, we'll look at the all product category. And here you see an Avatax category. I set this one up to be equipment. You can set it up to the proper account for whatever you are selling. If we go to our products inside of this category, we're going to be selling our water can. And our water can is in our all product category, which already has an Avatax category set, but you can also set a different category on the product itself if you wanted to. Now we have everything properly configured. Let's go and create a sales order. So I'll create a new sales order. What I want to bring your attention to first is if we go to Avalara and go to Settings where you collect tax, you'll see that I have two nexuses set up. So we collect sales tax in California and New York in this example. So now when I select a customer in New York, As you can see here, this is in Buffalo, New York, and we add a product, so we're going to add that water can. Now we can compute taxes using Avatax with this button down below. You'll see it'll apply the New York State tax and the NY county tax. And you can see the total taxes down here at 105. We can confirm this order. We'll create an invoice. You also have the ability to compute taxes using Avatax on the invoice itself. If you don't have a sales order attached to an invoice, you can still compute the taxes. Once we confirm this invoice, it will be sent to Avalara. So we'll go and confirm that. And now that's all configured. Now let's try to add a new nexus inside of Avatax. So we'll go to settings where you collect tax. We'll go to add where you collect sales tax. We'll search for New Jersey and we'll add New Jersey. So now that we've added New Jersey, let's create a new order. We have a Jersey company. I gave it an invalid address, so we're going to see what happens. We're going to select the water can once again. We don't want to add shipping. We'll save this and we'll compute taxes. And we see we get an error. Odoo cannot fetch taxes for sales order number 60. Tax calculation cannot be determined. Zip is not valid for this state. So now we'll go and edit our contact. We'll change this to Elizabeth and we'll give it the proper zip code. We'll save and we'll compute the taxes. Now you'll see the proper taxes have been set, 6.625, and we can follow through to that flow. So we can confirm, create an invoice, and then once we post this, it will be sent to Avalara. Now, if we go back to our accounting, we go to configuration settings, and we look at our logs. You can see some logs from earlier today where we were sending information to Avalara, and you'll see the post message to Avalara, and you can see all the technical JSON file that we got back here, the response, and everything that was sent over to Avalara to make sure that everything is working properly. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how to process an e-commerce order or how e-commerce orders are processed. So I'll go over to a new incognito window. We'll go to the website. We'll search for our water can and we'll add it to our cart. We'll proceed to checkout. I'll just fill in this information quickly. This is a valid Buffalo, New York address. We'll just select wire transfer and we'll click pay now. Now we'll go back into the back end and see if the taxes were properly set. So now let's go into our website. We'll go into our website orders. And we see a new website order that just happened right now. And we can see the taxes were properly set for our e-commerce orders. Now let's go into accounting. We can take a look at our tax report. And we'll see for this month, we have our taxes all set up here. Odoo automatically creates these taxes for us if they're not created already. So each one of these will be created. You can see the NJ sales state tax was just created for that sale that we just made because we didn't have it created. And if you wanted to take a look at these taxes, you can go to configuration taxes. Automatically set the tax received accounts. We have the amount, 4%. NJ, we have 6.250 in the tax received accounts, and these are our default tax accounts that we have set up. So that's everything you need to know about using Avalara with Odoo.